Ever found yourself feeling overly sensitive to criticism or socially inhibited? It's a common feeling, but when it becomes a pervasive pattern, it could be something more. We're talking about avoidant personality disorder, a condition characterized by social inhibition, feelings of inadequacy, and hypersensitivity to rejection or criticism. It's not a fleeting feeling, but rather a constant companion that spreads across all corners of your life. Unlike the battle wounds of a toxic relationship that might leave you feeling inadequate temporarily, this disorder is deeply rooted, starting as early as adulthood. It's a silent operator, subtly influencing your decisions and interactions. It's like walking on a tightrope, constantly fearing the fall of criticism, rejection, or disapproval. The fear is so intense that it inhibits you from participating in occupational activities, forming intimate relationships, or even engaging in new experiences. If you've ever experienced these feelings, you may be dealing with avoidant personality disorder. Now let's delve into the criteria for diagnosing avoidant personality disorder. These criteria are essential markers that mental health professionals look for when diagnosing this condition. First up, we have avoidance of occupational activities that involve significant interpersonal contact. This is due to fears of criticism, disapproval, or rejection. It's not just about being shy or introverted. This fear can be so intense that it actively prevents a person from pursuing certain careers or participating in everyday work activities. Next, there's an unwillingness to get involved with people unless there's certainty of being liked. Can you imagine feeling so apprehensive about rejection that you'd rather avoid social interactions altogether than risk not being liked? It's a tough reality for those with this disorder. Our third criteria is showing restraint within intimate relationships because of the fear of being shamed or ridiculed. This can lead to a lack of deep, meaningful relationships, as the fear of being humiliated outweighs the desire for connection. Fourth, there's a preoccupation with being criticized or rejected in social situations. Even in seemingly casual or fun social scenarios, this fear can be looming, casting a shadow over the entire experience. The fifth criteria is inhibition in new interpersonal situations due to feelings of inadequacy. The thought of not being good enough can be paralyzing, making it hard to engage in new experiences or meet new people. Next, there's a self-view of being socially inept, personally unappealing, or inferior to others. This isn't just a fleeting thought, but a deeply ingrained belief that can be incredibly damaging to a person's self-esteem and overall mental health. Lastly, there's an unusual reluctance to take personal risks or engage in new activities because they may prove embarrassing. This can lead to a life of monotony, as the fear of potential embarrassment stops a person from trying new things. Remember, to be diagnosed with avoidant personality disorder, you need to meet at least 4 out of these 7 criteria. Now that we understand the criteria, let's correct some common misconceptions about avoidant personality disorder. One of the most prevalent myths is that this disorder only surfaces after a destructive relationship. While it's true that damaging relationships can leave scars that resemble symptoms of this disorder, avoidant personality disorder is not a simple reaction to a single bad experience. Instead, it's a pervasive pattern of behavior that begins in early adulthood and permeates all aspects of a person's life. It's about consistently avoiding interpersonal activities for fear of criticism, being overly reserved within intimate relationships due to fear of shame, and constantly perceiving oneself as socially awkward or inferior. This disorder is not about occasional feelings of inadequacy or moments of social inhibition. It's about a constant struggle, an enduring pattern of avoidance, fear, and self-perception that can be debilitating and limiting. Avoidant personality disorder isn't just about having a few bad days or a rough patch in a relationship. It's a pervasive pattern of behavior that affects all areas of your life. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today. We've delved into the intricate world of avoidant personality disorder, a condition characterized by social inhibition, feelings of inadequacy, and hypersensitivity to criticism or rejection. This disorder is pervasive, impacting every area of an individual's life. It's not a condition that solely arises from destructive relationships, but instead, it manifests consistently from early adulthood. We explored the 7 criteria that professionals use for diagnosis. These include avoiding interpersonal interactions due to fear of disapproval, reluctance to engage unless assured of being liked, restraint in intimate relationships, preoccupation with criticism, inhibition in new social situations, viewing oneself as socially inept, and an unusual reluctance to take personal risks or engage in new activities. We also debunked some common misconceptions about the disorder, emphasizing its complexity and the importance of professional diagnosis. That's all for today's video. Remember, if you think you might have avoidant personality disorder, it's important to seek help from a professional. Thanks for watching.